So I like how they slipped that picture in there to get that extra exposure.
Oh, I just saw that. Oh my god.
I don't want white
So
people
true.
in my fucking K-pop. Stay in America.
See, that to me is more troubling.
That's concern.
You really have to look at the situation, and a lot of people that know about us know the very surface of it and make that like very quick judgment.
Had it ever registered that you had taken members of the majority in America and you had made them minorities in Korea?
Yeah, that was the point of this project.
I wanted to hear from some of these more outspoken foreign K-pop fans, so I invited a couple of them to talk about the root of their feelings towards EXP Edition. What was your collective first impression of EXP Edition?
Not killer.
What did she
That was
say?
very nice.
Not killer.
I thought they were trolling. Everybody was taking them seriously, but I was like, these guys are funny.
You thought it was a mockery?
Yeah.
K-pop is like a set of conventions. That's why we like go to K-pop for that. So when they're doing this thing, it's like, that's not what we expected. I mean, the philosophy of life is you have to be better or you have to be different. And so they tried to hit up that we're very different. They're like, look how white we are. Ta-da, right? And everyone's like, okay, but your skills aren't where they need to be, your production isn't where it needs to be, your songs aren't where they need to be, so what are you doing?
At first, because it was like his college creation, that they were being satirical, and then they're like, oh, people actually want to see this.
It's funny though, because like when I first came in contact with the group, it seemed like a cash grab to me. But from what I've seen so far, I think they are really trying to make it as a K-pop group.
I think that
I think if I just watched their music video, I would have had not maybe as like opinion.
Stronger reaction.
I would have had that opinion and still thought, okay, I'm hoping things change.
Yeah.
But because I'm seeing
a
my
documentary,
first
right?
actual exposure to them is through a documentary, I have to admit that might be influencing.
Yeah.
I guess I'm lucky to have them see so many sides at once, where I can really pick my
Yeah,
opinions.
but this is why I went to show you the documentary first before we looked at the music video, because I want you to have like a
Yeah, but
I
I
think
still
that-
wouldn't just like. What the fuck are you doing, man? I would
guess.
have. I would have gone interesting. I need to learn more. I would have definitely. said
Yeah,
that.
obviously you don't.
I would
you
have
don't
been
just
thirsty for more.
judge
like,
straight
what's going
away.
on here? Yeah.
anybody can break into the market. I don't want to see it. I have no
Right.
interest in watching it.
Yeah, I mean, was it because...
Was it because they're white? Is that going to be your question?
No, not yet, but... We
I
can,
like
we can
it.
talk. That was the question. We can talk about that, right? Like, was it because they were a majority white, like mostly American group?
No. It was just because it was so cringy. Because I mean,
But did that have to do with their
Race.
being white?
probably, I can't really explain it to you. It's a weird thing. The comment section of some of my videos, I've had the exact same question. Like, I just don't want to see non-Asians in K-pop, and it's like, it's not that it has nothing to do with the race. It's just I think it's some people are sick and tired of how Western culture pushes certain things in your face with music. So I think there's almost sort of like a natural protective instinct. If they went over there and they tried and they sang in Korean, they danced, they did their thing, but they acted more where they're from, maybe it would work a little better and it wouldn't seem so cringy and fake.
I've been trying to be K-pop, you know?
Yes,
Like,
they will. They can't win no matter what they do. They're going to be under the harshest spotlights.
Bloody hell.
I think this is a type of situation that a lot of artists have been in before. It happened with jazz.
He's so
It
cute.
happened with
I know, you're like,
hip-hop.
it's like full on
When a
for this
certain
guy.
genre
I don't know about full on.
becomes so globally recognized, it is only natural that more and more people from different backgrounds are going to become part of it. What do you want out of this experiment?
As far as like the experiment part, I think that is over. Like that experiment part ended a long time ago. Whether or not we are successful enough to keep going, that's more of like the conversation.
Oh my god, what's that? Are you a cowgirl? Oh my gosh, she's getting so big.
So what's new in Korea?
We have had a few shows lately. Actually a really cool one yesterday at a temple. It was raining, but it was a lot of fun, and I think it went well. We made a bunch of new fans, and
It's like a big leap of faith coming out here, right? Obviously, making that decision, kind of putting your life on hold or leaving it behind at a certain point, you guys are in it for the long haul.
that's an understatement. I mean, it's just everything in our lives is kind of riding on this. Like if this, like God forbid, I don't even think this is fake wood, real wood, but if it just stopped, like I don't even know what we would do. We would just have to start kind of from the ground up again. Like, and it's hard to imagine just going back to auditioning and going back to, you know, catering. You doubt yourself sometimes, but we always try to just stay positive and full steam ahead.
You know, I have this big performance coming up, and I wish my parents could be there, you know? If I feel like they could understand me better and my desire to keep going even when it seems like I shouldn't.
Describe to me, I guess, the place that the band is in now.
That's a good question. We are building our fandom and we can feel it, that it is slowly growing, but we need to get known more to the public. We do have to be on like bigger TV shows and that's really hard to do.
We're inside KBS studios because today Shime is performing on a competition singing show, and these types of shows are wildly popular in Korea. And it's actually like a rite of passage for K-pop groups. The thing is, he's actually going to be performing by himself on that stage, and if he does well, it could really elevate the status of the group. It's a lot of pressure, and it's kind of like one of those make it or break it moments for EXP Edition. And this stuff is all, what is this, like scheduling, I'm guessing?
This is a timeline of the day. So the actual recording starts at 6:50. And this show, 부르의 명곡 Immortal Songs, is one of the most watched TV shows in Korea. So yes, it is a big deal.
Big deal.
And just talking about it, like my heart starts racing.
Wow, they got big.
Almost.
My kind of analysis of it all isn't necessarily like people were attacking you for as individuals. I think they were more afraid of what you represented.
It's a very sensitive topic, it really is. But I think it comes down to just making sure that we really come across as someone who's not being ignorant about this whole situation.
Okay, here we go. 하나, 둘, 셋.
We understand that to certain people, when they see us perform in Korean with a certain aesthetic that is still surprising. I think this has happened
But
to
it's
every
K-pop
musical
culture.
genre ever. We're the face of it, so when people see us, they're gonna react specifically to us because of that.
His voice is really good though. Like I'm not like there's no way you can argue with the talent that is there.
Yeah.
I think it's just a question of is it being placed in the correct place? But obviously, as he has said, he's already started something, so he can't really go back at this point, can he? It's a bit too he's too far gone in the K-pop hole.
Yeah.
I like how they slipped that picture in there to get that extra exposure.
Oh, I just saw that. Oh my god. Wow. Wow.
준비하고 나올게요. 네네, 안에서 이 소리 확인하고 있으니까 해주세요. I hope he was.
Yeah.
네, 저희 지금 바로 가셔야 될 거예요.
네.
Wait, I missed it.
I think we lost.
That's okay.
It's okay, dude.
Yeah, I
It's
thought
okay.
so. I just couldn't tell because of the lighting and.
Are you okay?
Yeah. That was what, 5 votes?
Yeah, the 5 votes. So.
Whoa, is that low?
No, that's the only difference, I think.
Oh,
That's
okay. I was
like-
like 5 and I'm sorry. I was like, oh.
Spending time with these guys and learning about their story has started to make me question how we define cultural appropriation and why we are so quick to assign that term to certain situations. And I'll admit, that was my first thought when I heard about EXP Edition, but now I feel like it was an unfair judgment, especially if the majority culture in Korea is fine with them.
Yeah.
I think sometimes in our attempt to protect certain things, we forget what we are actually trying to defend. What are the things that you want to make sure that the world knows about you moving forward?
People should know that we live in Seoul. Our album is under the K-pop genre on websites, y'all.
At the bottom of all of this is
On
like very
websites,
simple,
y'all.
and it could be very selfish, and that is that we really do love what we do. The only thing that what we can do now is to make sure that we present ourselves and our work in the most respectful way possible.
하나, 둘, 셋.
Oh shit!
Hold the count.
One more time. I just stopped and
Save it, do one more.
Save it.
하나, 둘, 셋.
That was cool.
Okay,
That
so
definitely-
thoughts.
I've given so many throughout
I
these.
know.
you
We've just had like this animated discussion.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you want, I can start. I don't mind.
Please do.
Okay, so closing thoughts. Honestly, I think that there's really nothing wrong with these guys in particular. Like, they're just guys. It's same with Lana. It's just people who are trying to chase their dream.
Yeah.
And you can't fault them for having that dream in the first place. But I can understand where this unrest comes from as well, right? Because like you have to look at the historical aspects of it as well. You can tell people are going to be upset because they want to keep this. We want to keep the K-pop industry as a kind of like a safe space for people of color to flourish, which I can respect, right? I get that, but at the same time, I guess, I mean, it'd be wrong then to deny other people of having their dream too. I mean, it is wrong in that sense, and as Nuri did mention before, it's kind of backwards to then, I mean, deny people a space in something which is going so global. Like if you want to move forward, you have to, sometimes you got to take an L, you got to take one for the team. It can be a little unsettling, but like in the bigger picture, this might actually open up more room for even people of color in the Western industry. So it could work both ways, I think, ideally. And I really don't think that people should be so quick to judge people as well. I mean, I'm guilty of doing this as well. So like, I mean, this is something I got work on too. But it's more like, you can't, I feel like we all need to just like take a breather about what we consider serious.
Yeah.
Before we actually just
Definitely.
start judging people left, right and center about, you're wrong for doing this, you're wrong for doing that.
Getting quite rude as well. You can.
Yeah.
I think that sometimes people underestimate it. When you say something, it's gone out. If he's recorded, it's even worse because it's there for everyone to see, and you can't take it back. So be very careful when you pass judgment, and see all four corners of a story first. And even then, always realize there's room for things that you're understanding to enhance and improve.
Yeah, exactly.
I think that this is just not that deep of a topic for the way it's... The fact that there's a Vice documentary, I think what they're really raising is the fact that it's a controversial topic and why. And in watching this, I've realized... I'm glad they're raising awareness that this became controversial, because it's made me start to think now, why is it controversial? And realize how deep this thing got when I don't think there's room for it, and it's necessary. If you're talking about Korea and Koreans themselves, or Korean fans, or I'm not saying non-Korean fans should not have an opinion, because that's not true, because this is not even about Korea. This is about K-pop, and it's something else. It's its own culture, and everyone can obviously has a right to feel a certain way and respond to a certain act or new debutant in the industry. But I do think you should be careful of how you critique someone, and don't be quite quick to assume failure for someone and hope failure. That'd be worse.
Yeah, that's
I understand, like you said, where there has been I can understand the controversy, like how it emerged, because I'm not an idiot, but I don't think it was necessary. I think that I wish them the very best, and I hope they keep improving their pronunciation and style, and
I hope they find a market for themselves.
Yeah.
Because I think they.
Oh yeah,
you know
there's always ways to move around.
Yeah, because like
good
K-pop
point.
is a good like a mothership term.
Yeah.
Right. But like if you really break it down into categories, everyone does categorize it.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, they're an EDM group, oh, they're a hip hop group.
Oh yeah.
But like because of all these like minor like subcategories,
they
could be one for them. I mean, there's no reason you can't just like have a category for them either. I mean, at the end of the day, I think you just want to see your fellow humans succeed, and it's a very idealistic view here. I mean, like if you just throw all the socio-political justice away, then really, ideally, what you just want is other people to be able to achieve their dreams. Like in an ideal world, that's what we want. We don't want people fighting over like discrimination or slight topics like this. But I
think also just instead of worrying about and concerning yourself with the fact they even exist and how well they're going to do, why not put all that energy in just seeing are they good artists?
Yeah, and if you don't like them as artists, then you don't like them. This is the thing. If you don't like them as artists, you don't like them as artists. Like, that's cool. So we got into some pretty deep territory there, some pretty deep discussions.
If you've not seen if you've come straight to this video, then check out our part 1 and part 2 on this topic and discussion. Yeah, it'll be in the links below on the screen somewhere. And if not, and if you've come from part 1 and part 2, we hope you enjoyed our final part of the series. Please, if you do, please leave a like and let us know in the comments what your final concluding thoughts were about the topic, or if there's anything else we should react to regarding this.
Yeah. If you want to find out more about us and our other projects that are to come, click that subscribe button, click the notification bell. That'll keep you updated on when and where we post. And also don't forget to hit us up on social media, because we have a Twitter account that you can reach us on, at us. It's all great. And our Instagram links are in the description below.
Yeah, and send us your suggestions for what they should be next time.
That's important.
And if you like to, and be as weird as you like. And yeah, we'll see you in our next video.
Yeah.
Bye.